Well, hello, my beautiful Pisces. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for April 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Pisces, this is your monthly reading for April. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. Also, as I shuffle the cards, I'll let you know of all the planetary alignments and the energy you can tap into for the month. But if you really don't want to hear that, then please fast forward until I hold up your first card, okay? So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Pisces? What do they need to know regarding April 2025? Can you please show them the way? What are they meant to be aware of at this time? Well, April has literally sprung upon us and we have officially started a new astrological year. Now, the sun has moved into the sign of fiery Aries, so it's really time to embrace your inner rebel and expect your energy levels to rise, rise, rise. Now, of course, over the last couple of months, we have truly been dealing with some very challenging energy, but the eclipses are now out of the way. For now, both Mercury and Venus turn direct by mid-month, leading to a rare occurrence where all planets are direct, which means personally, it's full steam ahead. Obstacles dissolve faster, complicated energy untangles itself with a total alignment for brighter things to come. Now, things become more manageable during this period, and if you've been struggling with anything, this is a great problem-solving month to move ahead. And of course, April is also a payoff month for previous hard work, setting you up with opportunities to level up and to shine. Now, the greatest of rewards can reach you during this period to set you up nicely for the rest of the year as you take charge of your life, lead with passion, creatively embrace your hobbies as well, and set your sights high whilst boldly striding towards accomplishing your goals, because that's what this month is all about. Now, this is the month to get assertive, to carve out the life that you've been manifesting and set yourself up for positive change. And of course, Saturn and Venus conjunct Rahu, the North Node, this month, which is pretty intense and really is a big deal as it has not occurred since 1968. Now, we only need to look back at that period in time to really see what challenges the world faced, or even witnessed, shall I say, to realize the similarities of what we may encounter ahead. But on a personal level, expect some serious soul searching about where you see your future heading and where you feel like you belong. Now, Saturn will be very strict with you during this month to force you to take a long, hard look at where you aspire to be, but also it helps you put plans in motion to be right on track. It will also help you to break free from any challenging karma. Saturn delivers consequences for negative actions and, of course, rewards you for positive ones. And Venus, however, will make you, tap into the right decisions from your heart space to do what you love and harmonize your life and basically take the edge off that karmic exchange as well. So you may actually have some serious life-affirming decisions to make during April, where the universe will also offer fated opportunities and connections to make things happen for your highest good. Now, Neptune, which is closely connected to you, my beautiful Pisceans, has moved into the sign of Aries. And this is a transition that takes 165 years to complete. So it really is a fresh new cycle. However, with all this fiery energy whizzing about suddenly, there is a potential for the odd clash or argument. So I would say channel your energy into pursuits that fulfill your needs or your purpose. Otherwise, it can lead to frustration. Now, Neptune, as you know, is the planet that can inspire you and influence you to really concentrate on your dreams and goals and making them happen. And of course, partnered with the high octane passion of Aries season, it really makes sure you're going to be productive. Take action, remain focused, and leave any temptation to procrastinate in the dust. And of course, the super new moon in the sign of Taurus on the 27th of April helps attract new money, encouraging new money-making ideas, maybe even some financial rebates, small increases in finances, or even bonuses to manifest into your life. Now, you'll really leave April on a bit of a high because you're going to be so proud of yourself and all that you've accomplished. And of course, we do have Venus going direct. It has been retrograding until now. So if you've been feeling that languishing malaise recently, then this season will jolt you back into rediscovering your playful side, to seek out adventures, whether you want to meet a soulmate or a soul tribe friend for life. This is literally the time where strong friendships are formed, and relationships too. So also existing relationships are given a bit of a reboot of excitement as you dust off any humdrum this month. And you may feel more flamboyant, bold, daring, and the universe will respond to that energy by sending opportunities and people your way to enhance your life experience. Now, on a global scale, and please fast forward this part if you really don't want to hear it, but Neptune in Aries often mixes a whiff of evolution and revolution to the air. You know, it will help the collective awaken at a greater speed, and it's also a time for shattering long-standing illusions, exposing secrets, scandals, redacted documents come to light during this period, as well as hidden information revealed, even highlighting where areas are broken to push for societal change. Now, I would say like strikes or boycotts in various industries could rise up during this period to push for fairer working conditions, as well as push back on like technology cornering the market to limit the chaos of redundancies or severances. And of course, Pluto's opposition to Mars on the 26th of April might add some bumpy transformative energy, exposing some hidden financial truths that really need correcting, especially with trade frictions. And we could also see a triggering of an unexpected power struggle, increasing a bit of a domino effect to conflict too. Now, we do have some major solar flares to contend with during this month. Of course, it's fiery season. So, you know, during the season, which is already triggering activity, whether it's unusual or unseasonal weather events, seismic activity, volcanic activity, you know, this is going to briefly impact the travel industry during the next coming months. And of course, we may see some usual kind of like typical power outages as well. And we're hearing a lot about major shifts around the world, which I did foresee in my channeled messages last year. I literally underlined that 2025 is going to be the year of fire and water, and this will increase. And, you know, I do see a significant event where marine life unusually beach, indicating a major tectonic restructure involving an underwater volcano. Now, always look to the animal kingdom for their behavior. It tends to indicate when shifts are occurring, of course. And, you know, I want you to be aware that, of course, the Earth, it moves all the time to remove pressure, but this is a global awakening of tectonic plates. It's a restructure, and perhaps it's symbolic of humanity's restlessness with the way things are right now. You know, the pressure is building, it really is on, and shifts of change are upon us to forge new landscapes for the better. But on a personal level, this month ushers in a fresh new feel to trailblaze adventurous pathways to all that you desire. April reignites your zest for life, so expect a flurry of activity, events, invitations, festivals, and opportunities to keep you on your toes as you actively keep your life moving forward, whilst at the same time having a lot of fun along the way. Now, let's see what's happening for you in particular. Okay, so I can see with the first card there, the High Priestess, you're deep in thought. You have a lot on your mind, and you're really trying to tap into that magic in life. However, the Emperor is present. So this means you have a lot of responsibility, and you're adulting right now, and it feels like a lot. It just feels like the pressure has been built up. A lot of you are feeling really exhausted right now. You may even be wondering, how is April going to be any different? But it will be, because there are opportunities coming your way. You're going to be a little bit more sociable. You're going to connect to like friends there, or get more involved in your community. But I also see you like celebrating something that you did all by yourself. I'm hearing the words self-made, and you have an 8 of Pentacles there, which means you're working really hard to make something happen for you. The 4 of Wands indicates that, you are going to make it happen. There is something to celebrate, especially at the end of the month. So whatever this good news is, it really shines a spotlight on you and how you did this. You're building something, whether it's your empire, because of course we do have that emperor there. I mean, it can be that, you're working really hard towards something right now so you can relax later on. So a lot of you, it could be that either you are finding a way to do something right now to set yourself up so that you can take a vacation. So it could be that you're getting all your projects done, tying up loose ends, getting everything organized, or whether it is literally that you're trying to do all the hard work right now so you can retire early. For example, these could be things that are on your mind, because the High Priestess is a card that means that you are like trying to put your life into review, as it were. And it could be that you're opening the door to the subconscious mind this month to really reprogram your thoughts in a way that is beneficial to you. So for example, in the morning and last thing at night, having positive thoughts, visualizing the sort of life that you aspire to have or increase what you have already so you can build upon it. I mean, you could be asking questions like, how am I going to show up for myself today? What did I learn from yesterday that's going to help me reprogram today so that I can have a positive future? I really feel that this card is like you pulling your life into review in order to remind yourself that you can like stop doing something that is hard or negative or hurting you. You can actually cut out people, situations that are toxic. You get to choose. So this is about you kind of like rewriting your personal narrative this month. It is a big month, big philosophical month for you there as well. I mean, this card, it really connects to your 3rd house. So this can be about you really deeply thinking about what it is you want to say, or what you stand for, what you are pushing against, and how you're showing up for yourself. Because that 3rd house, whilst it's going to affect you more at the end of the month, this is about you finding your voice to speak it loud and proud and express yourself and your ideas. And most importantly, the universe is listening. So this is like a ripple effect. Anything you think about, you can bring about. So it is really an indication with that sun energy that you want those thoughts to be positive. Now, of course, it's human nature sometimes to think about the negative so that we can prepare ourselves just in case it happens. But sometimes we must be mindful that if we think about the negative or, the bad outcome all the time, we're always aware of it, but if we think about it, we can prophesize it. We can actually attract it towards us. So I feel this card, this is a card of you kind of realizing that you are the ripple effect. This figure here, the High Priestess, is in the center of the ripple. So it can be that your thoughts are rippling out, and anything you're doing in April in particular, you are transforming your future. Your future self will thank you for everything that you're actioning right now. But this is something that either you're planning or something that you are doing. I mean, a lot of you could be in a period of enlightenment. Suddenly, the answers are going to come to you this month. If there's been information you've been trying to find on some sort of structure in your life, something that's perhaps hidden. Sometimes when you want to do something that's really important, it's hard to find the information. So for a lot of you, we have that 9 of coins there. So this is financial freedom. We have the Emperor energy. So it can represent some sort of like generational wealth, for example. If you're trying to structure your family's finances or your finances to protect your family, things like that, it can be really hard to find the information to be able to do that. Everyone will tell you like a basic thing, but in order to really set it up, you'll require some sort of person who's qualified to kind of do that for you. So I feel you could be reaching out to some sort of like advisor or getting some sort of advice regarding something. Now, I'm just giving you an example about information that may be hard to find. It could be that you're trying to launch your own business and it's really hard to find out how to structure it, or perhaps, You're trying to find the legalities of something. For some of you, it could be that you're searching for like the best schools for your children to go to, and you may be looking at reviews, for example. And although you don't have all the information, it feels like you're searching for it so that you can get all the information before you make a choice. For some of you, this could also be that, you know, you're deepening your knowledge of self, because of course you have the Eight of Pentacles there. So this month is a strong month for you to like implement self-care routines, but also self-improvement. So it can be that you are literally settling down with a book there. This figure is like absorbing a lot of knowledge, but remember, a lot of that knowledge actually is within you. It came to you and came with you in this lifetime, okay? So I feel like you could be discovering something about yourself, how capable you are, how strong you are, and, you know, even against some challenging times, I feel like you're showing up for yourself, you're backing yourself, and you're moving really forward and making progress in your life. Now, of course, the High Priestess, some of you could actually be taking a test is what I'm seeing there, because I'm getting this testing energy. So if you're currently like absorbing a lot of knowledge, you may be revising for a test, for example. I mean, looking at the Four of Wands, I feel like you're going to ace it, okay? Don't sit back on your energy. Keep moving forward. I feel like, you know, you're going to be very successful. This could be a qualification or certification that takes you to the next level. For some of you, it doesn't have to be connected to a job. It can be some sort of like driving test, for example, or perhaps someone is testing you on your knowledge about something that you're already doing. For some of you, it could also be like a test regarding a visa, or joining a club, or some sort of like association, for example, because I get this energy of like hierarchical figures kind of looking at your knowledge. Okay, and that's something that's coming through this month. Maybe not for all of you, but for some of you. And for some of you, this could also be like a healthcare practitioner who's reviewing some results, perhaps, and you know, you're going to get those results. And I mean, Four of Wands and the Eight of Coins, it can be that perhaps there's going to be some sort of solution to whatever it is that you feel like you have been dealing with right now. It could be that this practitioner helps you repair, offers you some solutions. You get to choose which one, perhaps, but the Four of Wands indicates that, you know, it's a joyous time because you've reached a milestone where you can actually make some positive changes there. I feel like you will celebrate this meeting. A lot of you, it could be a new practitioner, for example. But let's bring it back to your protagonist energy, because this is about having faith, okay, even through challenging times. So I feel there's an energy here of caution. Don't get me wrong, the High Priestess can be very cautious. It's like intuition, it's like your spidey sense is going crazy right now about something. And we do have the Fool card and the Three of Cups. So it can be that you feel there is some sort of reset or some sort of new experience upon you, or you want to do something new, because the Fool card is like a lot of potential. This is the month to go out and have fun, but I feel a bit of an inner battle with some of you. So it can be that you have something important that you need to do in the month of April, and you may be faced with a decision. Do I go out and have fun, or do I go and do the really serious thing that I got to do? Well, I actually feel like you can do both. Can you have some time for yourself to have fun? Because it's important to change your vibration, spend good quality time with people that you care about, and relax. You know, when we open up and relax a little bit more, easier said than done because life is a bit pressurized right now, but it can be that you are aware that the more relaxed you are, the more your meditations and your manifestations come to you with ease. Like, have you ever kind of like had a flippant thought like, oh, I wish that would happen, and then you forgot about it, and then suddenly a couple of weeks later it popped up and you're like, oh my gosh, I was just thinking about this the other day. However, other manifestations that are so important that you are like constantly asking for, and you're like almost crushing the energy, like, please, dear universe, I'm begging of you, please, can you send this? It doesn't show up because the energy is strained. So I feel a lot of you are trying to like go with the flow, okay? And realizing that if you have faith, you are the center of everything around you, and you are the ripple effect. And I feel whatever it is you put your mind to in the month of April, you're strongly connected to that third house. You're making it happen, but you're also taking action. You know, this is the first step. The Fool card can indicate a lot of new things happening for you. So it could be that you discover a new recipe. It could also be that you discover a new training regime that helps you, or, you know, a new kind of like routine that helps you sleep better. For some of you, it could be that you like discover a new tea or herb that helps you with your health in some way. But also the Fool card indicates your playful side is coming out. And although you do have responsibility, interesting, your card of responsibility is in the resistance position at first. So it can be that, you know, this month is going to be a little bit more playful, that you're getting out there, trying new things. You know, it's an adventurous, curious spirit that you're approaching April with. So this can be you deep in thought and then thinking, what if? What if I did that? What if I took a step towards that? What if I pushed that button? What if I, you know, it's really kind of like you, I would say, like, it's a very kind of explorative kind of month for you this month. And I feel that you have everything to play for. And with that Three of Cups, I feel actually there's two things that you will celebrate this month. So I feel at the beginning of April, you're going to get some really good news. And then there's going to be like double good news because it comes in at the end of the month there. Now, of course, the Fool card and the Three of Cups can be that you're celebrating something. So if there is a major milestone celebration, whether it's someone's birth date, a feast date, or an anniversary, especially if someone is in spirit who should be there but is absent. Firstly, I'm sending you a huge hug out there. This person is with you. They're celebrating with you. They are not absent. Their energy is at the table or wherever it is that you're celebrating, and they're going to show you a sign to let you know. For a lot of you, this could be like an older masculine figure. It doesn't have to be, but it can be. I mean, yeah, it can be. And I feel the message here is you can have what you wish for. Don't be afraid. Okay, so there's an energy here of this person helping you to manifest all that you desire, but also help you through some challenging times. So ask for a specific sign. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. The only sign I'm seeing right now, and it's random, I don't imagine it's going to be personal, but I can see like, because I'm scrying in the water at the same time as doing your reading, I can see like a steering wheel of a car. And I'm being given this energy of like, you're in charge. You're steering the wheel. I almost want to say, you're steering the wheel, baby. So it's like, you can move forward. It's like, you're in charge. Okay, so I'm just being given that kind of like message. Okay, so with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to ground my energy and move away from that. And it's like a turn of phrase rather than a romantic baby energy that's coming through. It's like, you're steering the wheel, baby. It's kind of like not romantic in nature. So I don't feel the relationship. I feel this person is either grandfatherly or like fatherly kind of like messaging energy. Okay. So I'm just going to leave it like that. So I'm going to disconnect. Thank you so much. Now, the Fool card, of course, can indicate that you're looking at a lot of new things this month. So it can be that you're treating yourself, perhaps, maybe buying some like new gadgets, for example. But the Fool card, you know, it can indicate that you're also trialing new kind of like contracts or service providers, or I'm only mentioning that because your 8th house is influencing you at the beginning of the month. And that's all about like joint finances, mortgages. And when I say joint finances, I mean, it could be you and your mortgage with a financial institution. It doesn't have to always be with another person, but it can be. So it's all about repayment plans, credit card debt. You know, this is the house of transforming your finances. So it could be that you're trialing like new contracts, or you're looking at contracts that are running its course, and you get to decide whether they're going to be renewed or whether you're going to shop around and have something new. A lot of you with that Fool card, it's going to be new, okay? But more than anything, I feel like you just want to have adventures. I feel like you just want to have like that pressure, like taken off your shoulders. There is a different energy about you right now. And for some of you, it could also be that you're thinking of like the best places to go on a vacation with your children if you are a parent, for example. And it could be that you're trying to get all of your projects out of the way so that you can take a break. I mean, this energy with that Fool card is all about your journey. So I really feel like you're going to be focused on your sense of purpose, your journey. And I feel like you're trying to be really positive. You know, even though you don't know what is to come, I feel like you're making the right steps towards making it happen. You do have a goal. You're very productive. And I feel the Fool card is like, you may take more risks, but they're calculated risks. And I feel like you're going to celebrate intuitively making a decision in the month of April that works out completely in your favor, okay? Some of you may actually be moving home as well, is what I see with that Four of Wands. I mean, also, I am being given an energy that someone may have like an engagement. Someone may pop the question. So if you're single, or if you're in a relationship, for example, and you haven't, made it to that, engaged status is what I meant. Of course, if you're single, someone who's like a random stranger is not going to pop the question. But, if you're in a relationship with someone, this person, I feel like they could pop the question for you. And it's really romantic. I mean, I see them like lighting lots of candles and being like, look, I want to spend my life with you. How about it? So I'm just getting that energy, and it brings you so much joy, okay? Now, congratulations if that's you. But the Three of Cups is an energy here of you kind of like wanting to get more involved in the community or see your friends more. This is a very social aspect, but of course, your 8th house is influencing you. So there could be a bit of a push and pull. I mean, when you get this card along with your 8th house, this can indicate that, you're finding really good deals, having fun with friends, but it doesn't cost you money, for example. It could also indicate if a friend owes you money, that they will pay it back to you as well. And Three of Cups can indicate that you're doing something that you love in order to bring in more money. So it could be second streams of income. It can be that you are going to delight in some sort of greater opportunity that comes your way. It's offered to you, and there could be some sort of like proposal, agreement, or like opportunity where you step into a new role. So if you're in a career, for example, this could be a month where you're given a promotion or you're given new responsibilities that can help you earn money. I mean, you're going from an 8 of Pentacles here, which is the outcome energy, and the 9 of Pentacles is in the resistance position. So I feel like you're going to be pretty close to the money that you hope to be earning. So it could be that either there's a stepping stone, because a lot of you, that Four of Wands is like a milestone. So it can be that either you're getting closer to your financial target, whether that's a savings plan or, some sort of financial strategy that you have, or it's an opportunity, because some of you may actually be either partnering up with a business, a brand, or even like the internet. It could be like a social media platform, for example, in order to earn second streams of income, or at least increase your wealth. And I see it expanding. The sun energy is all about expansion in growth, and it is in the area of money and good times. Okay, so I do see some really positive things for you to come there. Now also, when you get the Three of Cups energy, it can indicate sharing resources. So you may be actually hosting some sort of event at your apartment or house or wherever it is that you reside. But also, Three of Cups is good luck. And the Fool card is like anything that you're starting during this time is going to encounter a lot of good luck. So if you're launching a business, some of you are, because we do have that entrepreneurial emperor there. So it can be that you're taking charge of something. But, not everybody like works in an industry where there can be promotions. So this could be that you have an idea to kind of like get something creative up on the side. So it could be that, you're somehow moonlighting, or you are taking charge and like branding something or inventing something during this month. I would say patent it, or make sure that you copyright anything that you create, because I feel it'll be seen by a lot of people. And I also feel like some people may copy. Copycat energy is coming through. Whenever there's a copycat energy, it actually is the highest form of flattery. However, if this is a business thing with the Emperor, this is not flattery. This is something that needs to be looked at. So I would say just be mindful if you are launching something. A lot of people are going to love it, but also there's going to be some people who try to copy it. I don't feel like they're able to copy what you do because you're so unique, but I do see that they will try to capitalize on that. So just watch out for that there as well. Now, the Emperor, and I hate to mention this, the Emperor in this position can indicate that you may deal with someone in the month of April that has a bit of a nasty ego. So this could be a boss. It could be your landlord or landlady. It could be, someone in a position of authority. For some of you, I mean, it's got the 9 of coins there and the Knight of Swords. This person is going to be a little bit loose about the mouth. That's what I feel. I feel this person's going to say some things that are like not very nice, and perhaps like a little bit deliberately cruel. It's like they want to knock your confidence, or they want to like have it out with you, have some words, okay? I don't feel, honestly, looking at the energy, and I'm going to pull a card, I don't feel that this person is doing it personally. It doesn't feel like bullying, okay? I just want you to be aware of that. But I do feel that you will kind of like deal with this in a very diplomatic way, where you highlight to them that their behavior is not acceptable, okay? But I do want you to be aware of it, because the Emperor energy with a Knight of Swords in the reverse, that can be cold. That can be like really challenging, like someone having an outburst or even abusing their position in order to manipulate a circumstance to get their own way. I would say if you are dealing with someone like a boss or a landlord who's making some changes, I would say make sure you get it in writing, because the Knight of Swords in this position can indicate that someone has the potential to go back on their word. So if they're trying to renege on something, especially with the Nine of Pentacles there, it's like Nine of Pentacles in the resistance position, it can indicate someone is having a financial setback and they want you to try and make up for it. So if, for example, you work for a business and the business is not doing so well, if you're working for a company, it could be that they ask people to stay on late or work extra hours without pay. If it's not in the contract, then of course, you can take them to task on that or ask for an incentive for you to work late. For example, if it's a landlord, it could mean that they try to increase the amount of rent or whatever it is, the services, things like that, because they're not doing so well. It can be that, the housing industry is challenging right now, and it's like they're passing on their finances or their bills. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, so some of you are going to be able to challenge that, but a lot of you, I feel, if this comes to a head, I hope it doesn't, I hope I'm wrong on this, but someone out there may encounter it. That's why it's coming through, so I have to mention it. I see a lot of you kind of like looking elsewhere, like a new apartment, and you're going to find a place that is like perfect. It's even better than where you're at right now. And also I feel like you get to save money on it. It's for less money. So it almost feels like perhaps it's a good thing, but I want you to be aware, if something like that happens to you, don't sweat the small stuff. Don't get frustrated. I feel like you're doing you this month. You're prioritizing your own needs, and actually you'll find a better place to reside. Okay, so I want you to be aware of that. Some of you, if you love your landlord, for example, and you get on really well, I feel there may be some news that this person is deciding to sell. Okay, and they're going to give you like ample time for you to be able to like find somewhere else. I don't feel like they're pressuring you to leave, but that's something that could come out this month. It's not going to come out for everybody. I want you to be aware of that. I'm getting about 27% of beautiful Pisceans out there who may encounter that, okay? Now, of course, bringing it back to your energy, because sometimes it pulls me outside of your energy, we got the Five of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. Some of you, especially with that Emperor energy, you may be a little bit stricter with your budget or your finances this month, not because you feel like anything is wrong, but with that Two of Swords and that Five of Pentacles, I feel that's really important, because it may feel like your money is plateauing. Of course, the way that the financial sector is going at the moment, a lot of inflation is going into goods. So it could be that you're just out there purchasing the goods that you normally purchase in order to just live, right? But the prices are going up a little bit. So it can be that you're just keeping an eye on your finances to make sure that you don't lose money, because the Two of Swords is to slow something down or stop it from happening. It goes into like a stalemate mode. And the Five of Pentacles, of course, is loss, so it can be that you're guarding against loss at this time. With the Emperor energy, it's like you're being stricter with a budget. I see that you're going to an Eight of Pentacles, so that means that you're going to be like on the way to being self-sufficient financially. You work really hard for the money that you have, and you are making an impact. You're going to even have a little bit more money to reinvest in self, whether that's through a course of learning, whether that's through treating yourself, whether it is like going on a bit of a vacation or traveling. I definitely see you're going to have enough money, but it can be with that Two of Swords that you're slowing down the process of spending. So, the Two of Swords is an interesting card, because it means like that you're thinking about something, or you are like just noticing how there is an inconsistent value with certain things right now. And it can be that you're actually shopping around to find better deals. And I feel like you're going to find them. You're not going to compromise on your product. You know, some of you may see that a product or a company that you used to do business with or purchase items from, you may see that they are closing down. I hate to give that message, but I see that here in this reading. So I would say that if there is a product that you really, really love and the company is closing down, I feel like you'll be able to find it for a time online, but then of course you're going to have to go elsewhere and find an alternative product, because the energy here in this pile is telling me that there is an alternative product that you will discover. Okay, now of course anything that's in the resistance position, it will go into the upright. So this is you like taking accountability for your life, taking charge. It is also about responsibilities. So it can be that, you know, you are learning new knowledge. We have an owl there on that shield. So this can be that, you know, you may be reinvesting in yourself with, you know, learning new skills. It could be that you're upskilling or gaining new knowledge on how to put yourself in a better position in life in general. Okay. Also, if you're thinking about retirement, for example, it could be that you're creating a financial strategy in order to do that, and you're on target with that, even though inflation makes everything fluctuate, of course, with 401ks and pensions. It can be that, you know, you are gaining new knowledge about the kind of like pension industry, for example, and keeping your eye on your targets financially so that you can hit them. I do see with the Four of Wands there and the Eight of Coins that you will be self-sufficient, okay? Because the Nine of Pentacles, whilst it's in your resistance position, it will go into the upright. A lot of you are working towards financial freedom, independence. You know, I see you kind of like taking down any repayment plans like mortgages and debt, things like that. And I feel for some of you, you may reach out to a financial advisor. Make sure that this person is checked by some sort of like governing body, okay? It stands to reason. It's in the resistance position at first. So it could be if you reach out to like, a provider that can help you with a loan or anything like that, but they have like hidden fees or they have like extortionate inflation, I would say that shopping around, you're going to find a really good deal. Make sure you go to someone who is qualified, okay, or has some sort of like review or reputation. I mean, that stands to reason, but it's coming up in the reading, so I have to mention it. Also, I would say some of you, of course, you're thinking about retirement and your finances, because of course your 8th house is kind of like encouraging you to do so. But if you're retired already, this could be that you are just keeping your finances in check, and you may be looking at like a vacation. With the Four of Wands, I feel some of you are going to join a group of people who really get you. It's like your soul tribe members. You're going to really involve yourself in the community in some way, and there's going to be lots of like outings. And I also see some sort of travel abroad. So some of you, this could be through the community, or maybe even through like a community connected to your faith, because we have the High Priestess there. Doesn't have to be. My readings are not really about religion, but I do see that, you know, the High Priestess is a card of religion sometimes. So I want you to be aware of that. It could be that you're going on a pilgrimage, for example. And there's going to be a lot of like enlightening thoughts about your purpose there as well. But also I see some of you are thinking about purchasing property abroad. That's something that's coming out here. So I feel a lot of you could be like having like you're scanning eyes online to see if there's any property abroad before you want to actually travel there to visit it. Okay, that's coming out. This may not resonate with everyone, but I've just got it coming through. So I'm having to mention it there. Now, moving on from the Emperor, because a lot of you, you know, this is about you being successful, and it's about you being in a powerful position. But some of you, you may have felt that you're working really hard without much reward at this moment in time, but April is going to restart your energy in some way. And that Nine of Pentacles indicates that you're sticking to your plans, you're disciplined, you're reliable, and, you know, you're placing foundations that are going to afford you material security, okay? I feel like you're sticking to your program, you're trusting the vision, you're trusting the plan, and it will unfold as it's meant to. Also, I feel this is a call to get into nature a little bit more, okay? Because I do see a lot of you being a little bit more sensitive than usual and having an affinity with nature. And I really get this sense of you having a glow up, but also I feel calming like energy from nature, being with trees. I mean, it doesn't have to be with water. I mean, you're a water element, so it stands to reason that perhaps, you want to connect to water. But I'm just feeling this call to be in like a forest or in the trees. So some of you may be doing some sort of like forest walking or foraging or, some sort of activity that's in the forest. I'm actually seeing like orienteering right now. So I'm seeing a compass and someone doing stuff like that. So this may not resonate with everyone, but because we have the Fool card there, it can be that you're looking for activities that connect to your youth or connect in some way to like exciting energy, adventurous activities. And maybe that's what that orienteering is all about. I mean, it could be also symbolic that you're trying to find your path to something that is solid and you're working really hard. And sometimes life, it changes the goalposts and you feel like sometimes you're taking like one step forward and 3 steps back. But actually April is going to see you take 3 steps forward, no steps back. So I really feel this is a transformative month for you there as well. Now also with this 9 of Pentacles energy, I'm getting a strong like achievement of goals, but it feels like a milestone. Now, goals can be very different. Some people's goal is money. So I do see a lot of you like really close to earning the amount of money that you want to earn. For some of you, it's health. So I feel that you could be like healing. 8 of Pentacles is repair. So it could be that you're getting back to maximum health in some way. So there'll be a healing process there. I'm sending you a huge hug out there if that's you as well, and so much healing vibes. But also it can be that, you are, I'm seeing this like applying energy. So it could be you're applying for a job. If you've currently been out of work, for example, I definitely see some sort of role with high status where you get to increase your opportunity within the industry. You grow within it. So it feels very much like a new start. And it has a really nice kind of friendly feel. It feels like you fit right in. These people, they really embrace you and there is support. There is nurture in this industry for you to rise up. The money, it feels very much like probationary kind of money. So there could be a little bit of a lower money to start, but then it'll increase over time and you'll actually rise up within that company, whatever that company is. Okay. For some of you, of course, this could be some ideas in order to launch your own business. So I do see a lot of financial independence and success around you. But also, I'm getting a real energy here of you like being a little bit more leisurely, going out with friends, appreciating the moment, and even like beautifying, as it were. So it could be that, you're trying to romance your life a little bit more, but you could be like adding new things to your wardrobe, for example. You could be trying a new style or basically trying new things in your life. And I really feel it gives you a spring in your step. You just look at yourself a little bit differently this month. And for some of you, you're actually going to get a wonderful compliment from someone about you not looking your age, okay? Now, it doesn't matter what age you are, getting that compliment might put a spring in your step. So that's something that's coming out there as well. A lot of you are just launching something new, launching yourself into positivity. And the 8 of Coins indicates, that you're working hard to make life work on your terms. And with that 4 of Wands, you're seeing it all come together and you will achieve something that helps you move forward or helps you change and celebrate what is to come. So we also have that Knight of Swords energy. It's in the resistance position at first. I've already mentioned, there could be some crosswords with a person who is either trying to abuse their power or try to renege on something. Remember, get everything in writing there, but it will go into the upright. And I feel this is about you being honest with yourself and conquering something. This is a warrior card. So whatever it is you've been up against, I mean, for some of you, this could be you thinking about your journey and your childhood. The Fool card can indicate some of you, especially with the Emperor energy, you may have had a very strict upbringing and you're just really thinking about who you are, the circumstances that you've had, and all the challenges that you've been experiencing. And I feel that, you're seeing what you were capable of. And now, you are kind of reprogramming something about yourself in a cathartic experience in order to help you move forward. And whilst the past, is shaped who you are, it's not going to define you, and it's not going to impede your future happiness, because I feel there's a lot of success here. But also, I feel this is you getting busy, but it's in the resistance position. So I do feel at the beginning of the month, it's a nice slow pace, and then things pick up a little bit. So opportunities, activities, and being more sociable. But also, I do see you celebrating two things, one at the beginning of the month, one at the end. It feels like the bigger opportunity or the bigger celebration is at the end there. Some of you may also be invited to some sort of like communal barbecue or event. I feel there's an important person you're meant to meet at an event that you're invited to. And initially, you may feel like not going. Always use your intuition. If you really don't want to go to something, don't go. But if there is a little like inkling that you're like, maybe I should go, I feel the universe is kind of giving you a nudge to go, because there's someone who is going to help you make progress in some area or has some information that you need in life. Okay, I feel there's an important thing coming in here for you. Now, of course, love is important, of course, and if you're single and you're looking for love, I would say that this is a month where you're having a glow up and you're going to be talking to new people, finding yourself in places where you're making friends with people you don't know. So I'm seeing like strangers becoming friends, right? That's what I'm seeing in your reading. But also with the Eight of Pentacles and the Four of Wands, I actually see two things. One is you leave with single status in the month of April. So it's not that you don't meet someone. I actually feel like there is someone who kind of is very curious about you, okay? And will flirt with you. And I feel this person, they will make their intentions clear as they leave April. But also with the Eight of Pentacles, some of you may be like, okay, that's wonderful, but I need to do something for me right now. And the Four of Wands is like, you'll revisit this. So either you've got something to do and you just can't give your energy to it at first, or whether, you're taking a vacation and you're like, I'll pick this back up when I come back. I'm not really sure. It just feels like there's a bit of a pause. I actually see you having a relationship with this person, and I see you like moving in with this person and getting engaged to this person. Okay, so I would say this is a very sociable month and a high sort of opportunity for you to meet someone new. Okay, so that's coming in. There's a lot of potential there. Now, ultimately, the Knight of Swords indicates you're going to be super organized, really productive. You're planning something and you're making progress. And I feel like a lot of you may rekindle an intention or rekindle a spark for a project or an intention that you've been meaning to do. And it just makes you feel better about yourself, whatever this is. It could be an idea, could be a project that you put to the side there. I feel like you'll revisit it. Some of you, I'm seeing here as well, music. Some of you may pick up an instrument that you used to play. And this kind of like, it connects to a chord in your heart. And it feels like it brings a little bit of magic back. I'm not sure what I mean by that, but it just feels like, I don't know, a lot of nostalgia. And it kind of like rekindles a spark. I mean, for some of you, it could be that you get talking to someone at a party or an event and you're like, oh yeah, I used to play the guitar. And they're like, used to? Why don't you do it anymore? And you're like, oh, well, life. And they're like, well, you know what? We're jamming on Sunday. Why not come along? And you're like, what? But I haven't played in years. And they're like, come on, you know how to play, I'm sure. Come along. And you may be like, you know what? Maybe I'll do it. And I feel subtly you're like involved in perhaps even a band or a group. I don't know. I'm just getting this energy of like you rejuvenating your energy through a group, but also there seems to be some sort of musical aspect. Doesn't have to be that. It can be that you join a group of people who are interested in the same sort of music as you, or dancing, or I don't know. I just feel like you get involved in something that helps you feel connected. So that's coming through there as well. Okay. Now, there is some news coming through, okay? And I feel it's news that you have been waiting for. It will be revealed in the right moment, and it will be something you'll celebrate, and it really helps you. I'm not sure what this is. I'm not being given what it is, but I feel like it's something you're waiting for. So that will come through. I would say make sure you check your hard copy mail or your spam folders for important emails, because we do have that Knight of Swords in the resistance position, okay? And that can indicate like some sort of correspondence that either gets put on hold or gets lost. If you live with someone, I would say it's important to like check in with them and say, hey, any mail for me today? Because they may actually take it and put it to the side. That's what I'm seeing. And then just kind of like forget to tell you about it. Not intentionally, but it's like they've got a lot on their mind. But if you, of course, live alone or, you know, there's no chance of that happening, I would say just check spam folders and hard copy mail. Okay. Now the Sun card expands all goodness. It means, you know, there is a spring in your step. I feel like personally you've been going through a major awakening. I feel like you are embracing the joys in life, and there's going to be a lot of positivity around you, a lot of optimism. But also the Sun card is raw energy. It's also beauty. So I definitely see here like an end to a struggle with something, you know, a driving out of the old to embrace the new. Especially since you have that Fool card. This can be in any area of life. It could literally be that you're decluttering your home in order to like sell pre-loved goods. You're driving out the old because you don't need them anymore, or you basically want some more money. So it could be that you are like selling them online and having a financial exchange there because of your 8th house. But the Sun card indicates you're building something in your life. And a lot of you with that Emperor energy, you're building your empire, or you're building the life that you aspire to have, and you're protecting everything that you're working hard to accomplish. So, I mean, with the Emperor there and the 9 of coins, a lot of you are trying to protect your finances against things like inflation. So it could be that some of you are looking into precious metals, for example. I don't know anything about that, so I can't give you advice on that, but what I can see here is some of you like looking into those things so that you can make sure you guard against that. Always get financial advice. I mean, because the High Priestess is there and the Emperor is in the resistance position, a lot of you are questioning authority right now and kind of like looking at things changing, or, you know, new things coming on in and how it affects you and your family. And there may be some anxiety, but actually I feel that you're kind of zooming more into your life and into the positive aspects of just, you know, wanting to have fun and embrace the moment. I feel like you're in a really good position, whatever position you are in life. And the Sun card indicates that there is a lot of prosperity headed in your direction and really nothing to worry about. I think April is going to be a really positive month for you. With the 8 of coins, a lot of you are reinvesting in self, as I mentioned. Now, this can be that, of course, we're all the student of life and you're learning about what works and what doesn't work, but you have a deeper understanding of the next steps when you leave April. But also I feel like you are finding new ways to develop your goals and also acknowledge everything that you've reached so far, because actually you've come through a lot and you've been very successful. Give yourself some time to really acknowledge that. I feel like you're in the midst of really taking like responsibility and leadership of your life. And I feel with this 8 of Pentacles, a lot of you could be saving for a home, for example, or you're saving for a large purchase. And I feel, you know, this is a new opportunity coming in that allows for some sort of framework for you to build upon. And I really get an energy here as well of productivity. You know, your success is based on your effort and you put everything you've got into making your life work. And I feel like you should be really proud of yourself there as well. And what else am I getting with this 8 of coins? I mean, this is a card of thinking of your financial future, and it's like your future self will thank you for everything that you're doing this month. And I feel with the 8 of coins there, the 4 of wands, this is celebrating yourself, okay? So I really get an energy of a gift coming through for you as well. But more than anything, I get you kind of like reinvesting in friendships. Friendships, perhaps for some of you, that you haven't connected to for some time, because the 4 wands can be to reunite with people that you used to love hanging about with. And I see someone here, you've thought about this person actually, and they're actually going to reach out to you. This is someone who, now, the energy I'm being given, it's like they're a little bit older than you. And this may be a conversation that you always had. So for example, if you went to college with this person, they may have like just got into the year because they missed the year above. So they were in your year, but still they were like older than you. So I feel like there's a conversation that always had happened with you and this person's going to reach out to you. They're going to find a way. I feel like they find a way to connect to you through a friend. So they may actually either reach out to your friend first and say, hey, have you got Pisces number or their details? Because I've been searching for them and, I just want to reach out. Or it could be that they bump into your friend and they get asking about you. I don't feel it's a romantic connection with this person. I feel it's a friend, because a lot of you are focused on friends this month and, having fun, but also your finances. And also with this Four Wands, of course, there's something to celebrate, but I feel this is a new creative phase for you. So you could be launching a new creative endeavor or a new style, or you're doing something fun, maybe a hobby, maybe even returning to a hobby, because I'm getting this energy of returning to a hobby or something that you used to love doing. It doesn't have to be an instrument, but it could involve music in some way that raises your vibrations. But also, I feel if you're someone who is a writer or you express yourself with words, we all express ourselves with words, but if you're a poet, if you're an artist, if you're like a musician, or, you're writing a blog, or you have some sort of like story to tell, I would say I see a lot of you getting connected to like social media and connecting to the ether. And I feel that this is going to expand your reach in the month of April. And also I feel like you could get a publishing deal, or you could get some sort of manager, or if you're an actor, actress, artist, performer, I see that a lot of you will get like a really great deal this month that sets you up for the big time. It feels like it's a stepping stone. So that's coming through there as well. Now, also with that Four of Wands energy, I'm being given the energy of freedom and vacation. So a lot of you, as I said, you could be really like productive, getting everything done in order to take a vacation, maybe even go and see family for some of you. But also, I feel some of you are trying to be nomadic in your everyday circumstances. So it could be you're trying to set something up for your future where you can be a little bit more financially free, but also a little bit more time free, so that you can do more things for you. So either there's a restructure in your schedule here, or you're trying to launch something where you can actually do it on the go. Because I feel this card is giving me this big movement energy, like I just want to be free. Can I do this on my laptop somewhere in the sun? That's the energy I'm getting. So perhaps this is something that everybody is aspiring to right now with that High Priestess energy, or whether it's something that, the majority of you have been thinking about, or maybe even doing, and you just want to expand on that. But I do see that, some of you may even like connect to like-minded individuals. If you're someone who works for yourself, like an entrepreneur, and you already do that, I feel like you may join some sort of hub. For example, like a working collective hub, and this is going to be very beneficial. A lot of networking opportunities available this month for you if you are in business, okay? Some of you, if you work for a company, this could be some sort of party, okay? I feel some of you, there could be some sort of team building exercise or some sort of party that occurs, and there may be someone in a position of authority who basically oversteps a mark. I feel like they may be like under the influence of alcohol. They may make a pass for some of you. So just watch out for that. If you know someone is like that, I would say just be a little bit mindful. I did see an instrument in the water. I actually saw guitars there. Okay, so this is a cello or a violin, perhaps. So I definitely see a lot of you. Music is going to raise your vibrations, going to help with any like frustration or anger there, okay? This card, Fury, interesting. Fire tends to renew, okay? It tends to renew the soil. Now, of course, in controlled circumstances, it can be a really healthy way of rejuvenating the earth. So it could be that you may be looking at some plans, going back to the drawing board, not in frustration or anger, but in a way that's healthy to kind of build upon something. Because I see a return to something, perhaps something that you've put to the sidelines that you get around to doing. It could be decluttering, could be a project, could be anything. So please apply it to your situation. But this card, it's number 10. You're turning your life around, and sometimes we need to summon all of that strength in order to do that. It requires anger, frustration. When we're comfortable in life and we got to a position where we go, this is nice, But then we start to get frustrated or bored, or we feel like we're stuck in a cycle repeat. We get angry or we get snappy. We get a little bit like angry, right, at our circumstances. And that can help us change. So is there something in your life right now that is frustrating you, making you feel a little bit snappy? Because this is a call to live your passions, but at the same time, something needs to change. So if you have pent up stress, I mean, a lot of us do, of course, things are highly pressurized at this time. It can be that, you're trying to channel your energy into creative pursuits, but perhaps there is another calling that you need to really reflect on this month. Maybe a new start or a course correction in some way. I mean, this card, it literally means, extreme emotions, are hard to put back into a container, right? Once they're out there, they're out there. Anger, of course, is a healthy kind of emotion. It helps us know, like an inner compass, that something is wrong, and our body is saying, it's got to stop, right? We have to change this. Often, anger is a byproduct of someone overstepping our boundaries, or kind of like trying to trigger us. So it's about making sure you have healthier boundaries and not absorb the anger, because basically holding on to anger will hurt you. It will hurt your insides. You're the person who is hurting when you're angry at someone else. They're not going to feel that anger. They may hear you shout, for example, but they're not going to take the energy with them. You're going to take that energy with you. So it can be that you are cathartically releasing some really challenging emotions, especially some connected to part of your journey. And I also want you to be aware with this card, it's like releasing pressure in a healthy pursuit, like music or changing vibrations. Don't allow something to build. Articulate your feelings, or articulate how you feel if someone is frustrating you, because your third house is saying, look, you've got a voice. Articulate what you need to. If there's something you've been holding back on saying, that third house is going to make you say it loud and proud. So important. Also, if you keep pressurizing yourself, and being really hard on yourself, it's going to grind you down. So, that third house can influence you to make travel plans, a quick trip, maybe even, a day at home to potter around the home space, a staycation, for example, in order to get everything in order so it doesn't feel so overwhelming. When we feel overwhelmed with so much to do, and life does keep moving the goalposts, of course, then we get frustrated, we get snappy. So I feel some of you are going to deal with someone who is a bit snappy in the month of April. But I feel looking at this figure, it's like they're not touched. It's just like you're not going to be influenced by it. You're not going to take on their energy. Also, I have to address the fact that it is bushfires. Some of you, of course, may hear about like bushfires in your neighborhood, or some sort of like, fires going on. I'm sending you so much love out there, so many hugs. This is such a challenging time. And, of course, I feel it will be taken under control because we do have the Emperor energy there, but you may hear about this and you may be like just keeping an eye on your neighborhood or keeping an eye on things. I have to mention it because it's there, okay? And moving on to your final card, this is joy. And I do actually see a lot of joy for you, a lot of positivity, but I really feel like you've been through it. I mean, this card can indicate that you are like setting your soul on fire, being passionate about the things that you love, reigniting that spark. Okay, you are the ripple effect, and I feel this is going to help you connect to a vibration of manifestation. And, even music is going to help you in times of challenge. And it's number 28. When you reduce it, that's another 10. So this can indicate something big is ending for you, whether it's like you accepting less than you truly deserve, whether it is you noticing that someone like underestimates you. It's like it stops now. It ends. You're erecting healthier boundaries and you're saying no. And I mean, this card, it actually means that, use music to change your mood. Okay, to get these two cards, it can be that sometimes we're angry and we got to own that anger. Anger is a positive energy. It is that inner compass that says something needs to change. Fury, not so much. Fury can get out of control, right? But don't allow it to build to that point. You know, this card can indicate that you are creating something incredible. You're expressing yourself more fully this month, and you are even maybe moving your body. I mean, these two cards can indicate that you're being more active this month as well there. So I feel like you're prioritizing your own needs and choosing to do things that bring you joy, because life is too short. Sometimes we got to zoom in and live in the moment rather than zooming out and seeing all the crazy things that are happening all the time. Of course, you know, try and do something to help others. Be generous with time or money or anything that you can do to help. It's important that we extend compassion and love to other people who are struggling, but also we must remember that we also have a path, and we must try to connect to a vibration of joy and love on that path and not allow fear to overwhelm us. Otherwise, it will keep you stagnant, okay? So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or rune before we close. Okay, so we have a flame with a heart, and it is a barbed wire heart. So it can indicate that you're cautious. High Priestess energy, you're cautious about something that you love doing, but you're following your heart anyway. You're overriding that fear and you're going for it. This is literally about setting your soul on fire and ablaze. I really feel this is you like connecting to a part of yourself that you feel has lain dormant. April is a great month for you to make progress. 2 big pieces of news coming in here for you, and you articulate your needs from a healthy place. I feel goodness is expanding for you, and I feel really positive about your energy, okay? So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that reading for you, my beautiful Pisceans. Thank you so much, and love and light.